land of Egypt hosted many prophets, peace be upon them, such as Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Moses. But the greatest bliss was the coming of Jesus, carried by his mother Virgin Mary and escorted by pious Joseph the carpenter, in implementation of the divine revelation uttered by Joel the prophet. Here is the Lord coming to Egypt, carried by a swift cloud. Egypt's idols tremble at his sight, and the heart of Egypt melts. There were 3 routes a traveler can take to reach Egypt from Palestine, as illustrated by historic Coptic references that narrated the journey of the Holy Family to Egypt. According to these references, the Holy Family did not take any of these routes. That was only natural, as they were fleeing the evil horrors of King Herodotus. The Holy Family entered Egypt via the northern part of the Sinai Peninsula through Farama, which lies between Rafah and Port Said. Rafah was the first stop in the journey of the Holy Family to Egypt. It is an ancient border town where the church of St. George and Bishop Antoniadis was built a decade ago in 1991. It is also believed that the Holy Family crossed the town of Sheikh Zayed, another border town 24 kilometers from Arish. There is a tree at that town believed to belong to the Holy Family. It is similar to the tree of Mary at Matareya, a district in Cairo. This confirms that the Holy Family passed by this town. Arish was one of the main stops in the Holy Family's journey to Egypt because of its distinguished landscape of green palm trees embracing clear blue sea. It has a church now named after St. George, built in 1950 AD, and it contains the remains of children of Bishop Thomas. The area of Zaranik and Flosiet, one of Egypt's main natural reserves, lies within Arish. El Farama is the last stop in the Holy Family's journey within the Sinai Peninsula, and it is also an important stop in the journey in general. Therefore, it is the home of many churches' relics discovered recently, foremost among which are the main Basilican Church, the Western Church lying west of the Farama fortress, The Holy Family then headed to the town of Basta, now called Tel Basta, 100 kilometers northeast of Cairo. At that time, idols worship was prevalent in Egypt. That town brimmed with idols and temples. At this town, Christ, peace be upon him, asked his mother Virgin Mary for a sip of water. He was thirsty, but the priests of the temples denied her any. So the Virgin cried, but Christ the child asked her to wipe her tears and drew a circle on the ground. Eventually, the water poured forth and the whole family drank. This well was discovered recently in the early 90s, and it lies at the entrance of a demolished temple's relics.
Welcome back. Many people may know the story of the flight or the trip of the Holy Family to Egypt, but very few have had the time or chance to follow their steps. Many Egyptian and international tour operators offer what is commonly known or called as the Holy Family Tour, depending on its duration.